agenda now.
Yep.
Is that viewable by everybody? Do I need to make it a little larger?
It was just large, small.
How about that?
That's better.
Okay, very good. Well, listen, thank you everyone for joining us this morning. This is our March METROLINA Ring meeting. Our host for this meeting is going to be Les McGinley, Vice President, Supplier Diversity, and you'll hear a little bit more about him in just a few minutes. But as you can see, we just finished doing our networking connection from 8 to 8:30. One of the things that I love about this ring is even though we have not been able to get together live, we haven't been able to connect that way. The ring decided to make sure that we still had this connection opportunity, this connection time. So we carved that right into the agenda. And as you can see, it's a great fun time for everybody to get to know each other. I always believe that great people get to know great people and great things happen from that. So this is just an opportunity for that to take place. We are getting ready to jump into our the rest of our agenda, which is, as I said, we're going to get with Les McGinley here. And hold on one second. There we go. I'm going to formally introduce him, but Les has been a part of this ring and has been an integral part of this ring. Unfortunately, and fortunately for him, unfortunately for us, he's had to step down as our co-chair, mainly because of his day job has taken a lot more of his time, his expanded role there. So we congratulate you on that, Les. But we also appreciate the fact that you're taking time out to join us this morning and be able to tell us more about ATRIUM Health. So let me tell you a little bit about Les. Les McGinley is Vice President of Supplier Diversity at ATRIUM Health. In his role, Les leads the strategic vision for supplier diversity and ensures alignment with the overall business strategy of the system. Les understands the importance of having a diverse supplier base and its impact on economic mobility. Over the past 2 years, Les has led ATRIUM Health's supplier effort in supplier diversity and has helped the organization grow its Tier 1 minority spend by 428% over that span. That's why his role has expanded. Has helped, I don't know if you all heard that, has helped the organization grow its Tier 1 minority spend by 428% over that span. Les joined ATRIUM Health 12 years ago as a vice president of Facilities Management Group. In his role, he had responsibility for 3 service lines and over 1,600 teammates. He earned a bachelor's degree in broadcasting and film from the University of Central Missouri and his MBA from Ohio Dominican University. He is a member of a fraternity and, he's a member of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. Les is a motivational speaker and entrepreneur, enjoys flying airplanes, and as an instrument-rated private pilot, boating, and loves spending time with his family. That's fantastic.
Yo, yo.
All right.
Yo.
Okay, here we go.
I knew he was going to have a problem. I knew he was going to have a problem when he came to that part, but that's okay. God bless his heart, as the old folks say. God bless his heart.
Despite all that, we welcome Les this morning. No, we're very happy to have you join us, and let's get your presentation up.
All right.
Let me unshare and share.
Hey, Les, what's up, bro?
What's going on?
The inside joke.
Larry, I knew there was something I liked.
All right, I don't see the presentation. Is it?
Yeah, I'm putting it
I'll
up.
take myself off camera and I'll just speak. Then you guys don't want to see my mug while you. Okay.
Yeah, hold on 1 second here. Let me do this. Presentation mode.
Thank you for hosting this morning, Les.
Oh, absolutely. I would enjoy doing it. All right, there we go. So who's going to advance the slides, Greg?
I will. I'll do it.
You will? Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right, let's get started because I know I have, about 15 minutes?
15 to 20. Yeah, I think we'll
Okay.
be
All right.
work.
I think I can get it in. Just want to talk about a few important things that we're doing. So go ahead and advance for me. Well, first of all, thank you guys for allowing me to do this. I mean, I always love taking the opportunity to talk about some of the great things that I think ATRIUM is doing, some of the road ahead, our challenges, our roadblocks. One thing that we are is very transparent. I will say when I took over this role a little over 2 years ago, we were in a bad way with our community. At least I felt with our community, our reputation wasn't the best around supplier diversity. It was hard to do work with us. People were frustrated, and really probably being a part of the ring kind of allowed me to hear different stories from different some of our minority suppliers, and allowed me to get engaged to a point where I could truly understand where they were coming from, their frustrations, and I was able to take that back with me, dissect it. And then at the end of the day, I was able to also kind of start putting the pieces back together on how do we make this real for them? How do we create opportunities? How do we get rid of the roadblocks? And so I think that's the reason why we've been able to grow so much, is because we've had all of those, because of just basically because of a lot of the feedback that was given from our community partners and our minority vendors. So, I believe that our role, or your role in the ring, is to stay engaged, because it really makes a difference. And Dominique and I have talked about this a lot, is kind of what can the ring do for you, but also what can you do for the ring as well. I mean, I think it was very important. I learned a lot in that year, and I look forward to at some point in time being able to be back engaged in that process with the ring. So I kind of wanted to share just a quick story of how the ring had an impact on one of its vendors, although they may be a part of a different ring here in North Carolina. I want to tell a quick story about Greg Harris, who owns a company called I'm With G out of Durham, North Carolina. So I sent Dominique an email one day, and I asked her for did she have any vendors who could make branded masks. We were doing this initiative within ATRIUM Health, and I think Bank of America and some others also, where we're going to be passing out branded masks to people in the community who didn't have masks. And so this was a large dollar spend. And I called Dominique, and she was able to give me the name of this gentleman, Greg Harris. And I called him to find out, what his capabilities were. So just from that quick email to Dominique to a phone call that I had with Mr. Harris might have happened within a 24-hour span. And 2 weeks later, we were able to secure him with about a $500,000 spend on masks. He subsequently, he sent me an email and he thanked me, and it was probably the best communication that I had or email I had from a vendor since I've been here, as far as telling the story. And he just went on to say, because of the universities closing down, and because of the what do you call them, the town meetings and the conferences and things like that his company kind of depended on, he did not have a great opportunity to continue making money. So the ATRIUM spend, was probably one of his larger spends. And he talked about all the companies that he also in turn did business with because of that spend. So whether it was a bakery, whether it's a car dealership, whether it was, keeping a couple of staff members on board that he would have lost. I mean, it was just a great story. And we have since also awarded him with another $150,000 mass order. So now that he's in our pipeline, he's the person that we're going to go to when we have requests of this type. So I just think, I shared that with our CEO, and you could tell he was on 100. I mean, that was just something that he just positively, and he said, this really started my day the way I needed it to start. So it really does make a difference. Certainly the engagement piece is huge, but I didn't realize the trickle down effect that getting spent with just one supplier had on so many other minority suppliers. So it was fantastic. I love telling this story. I think it's appropriate. I think it's relevant, especially during COVID. And I just wanted to share that. Yeah, and you can advance to the next slide, please. All right, I really kind of want to go through a little bit of our strategy for 2021 from a supplier diversity standpoint. It's called Accelerate Impact and Action. So there's kind of four pillars that we like to talk about. One is community benefit and social impact, which I'm sure you all have been engaged in or heard of in some way. Suppliers sustainability and capacity building, which I found in our organization is really a platform that we really need to focus on. Education and development, and then performance and accountability. So when we talk about, and I'll just go through some of these, you all can read the slide, but I think some of these are, may stand out a little bit more than others, but we really at Atrium Health, we focus a lot on our community and our community impact. I know you guys may know this or not, but we give upwards to, $2 billion a year in uncompensated care, so we really try to help those that really don't have the ability to pay. And so that's a big deal for us. And it's a big deal for us on the supplier diversity side. So, we want to be able to, to track our job creation and our access to healthcare. So we're going to be doing some creative things and some creative reporting to try to understand that. We talked a lot about when we do a RFP, we've heard dialogue and feedback that, hey, it's just not it's not very easy to work with Atrium when it comes to RFP. The RFP may be 30 pages long, and if you're a team of two, you just don't have the capacity to do a RFP like that. So we are trying to minimize the number of sheets you have to fill out and the number of things you have to do to become, to participate in our RFP, because we believe if we get more minority companies participating, we will reward more companies with spend. So that's one of them. Supplier sustainability, we are looking at doing a capital assistance program, which is a kind of a loan program through a minority-owned bank where we can help our vendors build capacity. We can help them grow. They may need, they may have a dump truck company and they have 3 dump trucks, and maybe we have jobs that require 6. Well, we want to be able to help them to have funds and have capital to be able to do certain things of that nature. So we are working on that plan right now. We also are creating a teammate supplier portal, and this is where I've talked to Greg about helping me to source businesses so our teammates, now understand we have over 70,000 teammates at Atrium Health, but wouldn't it be great if our teammates could go to our supplier diversity portal on our website and they can source their own personal procurement on things that they may need. It may not be a direct spend for the organization, but man, what could it do to help those suppliers in the community? So if my 5-year-old daughter is having a birthday party and I want a birthday cake made, maybe I say, I can go to the portal and say, hey, I'd like to have a woman-owned company to make my cake, or a minority-owned company to make my cake, or a veteran-owned, So, or hey, I'm looking for a landscaper that's minority, whatever the case may be. So we want to give our teammates that opportunity to participate with us. So that's what that's about. And also, we're going to be engaged with Next Charlotte Partnership. I know Derek Davis is also involved in that as well. But getting a lot of these large companies together to try to beat the bear kind of together versus everyone kind of doing their own thing. So we're excited about that. We're excited about our supplier diversity program. We're going to be doing a program that's going to teach our suppliers things that, RFPs, business acumen, financials, things like that. We were the anchor institution for the Charlotte Amp Up program this past year, and it was phenomenal. I mean, we've already selected 2 or 3 vendors right away that we know that we could use to do work for us. So we're just not talking the talk, we're walking the walk. So our supplier development program will do the same thing. We are developing scorecards for all of our major markets so that we know how well you're doing with your diversity spend. So we need to understand that in order to improve those numbers. Performance and accountability, we're having goal alignment, everyone's having the same goal. It's not going to be, hey, my goal is X, your goal is Y. We're doing a heavy focus on minority because we feel like that's where the real need is. And I can tell you, you guys reacted to the 428% growth in 2 years. Well, even now we're actually planning on another 200% just in 2021. So, so we're really stretching to make $50 million, to have a $50 million spend in tier 1 minority spend this year. I mean, and that's huge. Now here's the really cool part about this. So in 2018, when we ended the year in 2018, our total minority spend, I won't even tell you what it was because it was kind of embarrassing. So, but what I will tell you is in 2020, we spent we had more of a tier 1 minority spend just in our Crescent area of Charlotte than we had in all of 2018 combined. I'll say that again. We spent more millions in our Crescent, those 6 Crescent zip codes in Charlotte in 2020 than we had spent in all of our minority tier 1 spend in 2018. So we're shifting the numbers and we're shifting that to go to where we're intending these dollars to go. Another cool stat is 75% of our minority spend, of all of our tier 1 minority spend in 2020, was spent around our ATRIUM facilities. So we're keeping 75% in our own region. So I'd like to get that a little bit higher, maybe 80%, because we have some people coming from Texas. We have some people doing work from Georgia, all of these different things. But I was really impressed with keeping the dollars right here locally. You can fast forward, please. So what are we looking for and how do you get registered? So we're just looking for a wide range of diverse businesses in procurement, which is, our supply chain, IT, and our design and construction. Those are our biggest areas, and also facilities management is a huge area as well. But those are the 3 that we make the majority of our spend in. We recently awarded contracts, and this is through the RFP that I shared earlier, with executive transportation, office supplies, and promotional items. So we've been able to get minority vendors in all 3 of those areas that were recent RFPs. I think they probably are they're getting ready to go in effect this year. 2 of the 3 are. So promotional items and office supplies will be going in effect early this year. So I know, like I said before, our minority spend increased by 428%. We talked about the 200 number. And our future goal is really to be in the $1 billion roundtable by 2030. Now, to be in the $1 billion roundtable, I'll be honest, we're going to have to grow significantly as an organization because we just don't have enough opportunity span yet to get there. But last year, total diverse spending, we spent almost $200 million in diverse spending last year. So. But I want to see us get to the $1 billion roundtable in the next 10 years, and I think it's doable. Okay, if you go back, Greg, to that same slide, please. I want to make sure that there's the registration link. So if you go and you click on that link, it'll take you to where you can register as a supplier in our database, and that's kind of the first step. We're actually looking at some online portals where you'll be able to go in and register all your information for our online portal. And that's where we'll track our spend as well once we identify which company that we want to go to. I know we've been looking at different companies, Supplier Gateway, Supplier IO, just different ones. So we're in the process of finalizing that now, but we're just everything we're doing, we're trying to enhance our system. So if you are interested in like our employee portal, please reach out to Greg or someone from the Ring so that we can get your information and get you plugged into how you would register for that once we get the site set up. It's not set up yet. We're working on that with IS, but once we have that taken care of, you'll be able to go in and put your information in. Okay. Next slide, please. All right, so here's just something that I have to stress. You know, when you do business with Atrium, here's what I like to see from our business, our small businesses, our minority businesses specifically. Be great. You know, you're not only doing the job for you, you're doing the job for the next minority that's coming behind you. You know, one thing I don't ever want to hear is, oh, we gave them a chance, but they couldn't do the job, and so we don't want to give anyone else a chance. So when you get that opportunity, be great. Be honest. If you can't do it, be honest. If there's something that's preventing you from doing something that we need you to do, just be honest. We'll understand. I would rather you do that and we get another opportunity down the road than not be honest and that one fails and then we're kind of spiraling out of control. So just be honest, be scalable. Scale your business. How do you scale your business? You know, can you, like I said, if you have 3 dump trucks, can you get 6? Or can you do bigger jobs? You know, that's what part of our development program is going to be. Be on time. That's self-explanatory. You know, be responsive. You know, when we reach out, respond back. You know, I mean, I've done RFPs with folks who said, hey, Les, I want to be a part of RFP. Okay, I sent them the RFP information, never heard back from them. You know, and then, oh yeah, we got busy, we couldn't, you know, that's just not, you know, just be responsive, be accountable. This is your business. Be accountable to it. You know, you are the accountable party. More than one person can be responsible. Only one person can be accountable. Be accountable. Be ready. Be ready. Be ready. Like I'm with G. You never know when that knock is going to happen. So make sure you're ready because it can happen at any time. I'm with G didn't even know we were coming. And we knocked on the door and he said, Les, give me a week. And I gave him a week. He was honest. He was able to scale. He was responsive. He was accountable. You know, he was on time. He didn't say, give me a week. And then he got back with me in 2 weeks. And everything worked out extremely well for him. Next slide, please. All right, so community benefit and social impact, you know, not only are we looking at tier 1, but we have big goals for tier 2 and tier 3 as well. These are more on the construction side of things, but it's important for our communities because really what we want to do is we want to be able to create jobs. And we've kind of looked at some data from M-Plan, and we understand that for every $1 million that we spend, that creates on average 7 jobs within our community. So we want to be able to track that to show our social impact and how we're impacting. So if we get $50 million and let's say half of that is going into our crescent communities, then we can automatically do the math and really understand how many jobs were created because of this spend. So that's going to be important for us. And then, you know, out of those people that were given jobs, how many of those people now have health care? That doesn't just benefit the healthcare organization, that benefits everyone, their families, their children. I mean, preventative care is huge, as we all know. And so that's where we have to get to. And that's how our supplier diversity can help. And then basically it all boils down to the number of lives impacted, right? So if, I always say no spend is too big or too small. I've seen $300 keep someone's doors open in spend. So that's why our teammate portal is going to be so important. So if the local bake shop is slow and now they're getting an influx of these teammates that are saying, hey, I need a cake, or I need some cookies, or I need this, that's where we're trying to get to. That's where we need to be. We're not trying to just think outside the box. We're trying to create a new box. Why even have a box at all? A box just feels like it's boxed in. It's boxing something in, or, let's just do it a different way. And that's what we're trying to do, is a different way so that we can have that overall impact on our community. I think that's the last of it, Greg. Are there any questions? Anything you need me to clarify? I'll go back on camera here.
I'm just going to reemphasize, Les, the first step that you indicated. When I was in MBE, I was responsible for registering for portals, and it's a daunting task. But unless you take that first step, as Les said, nothing happens. So I need everybody to be mindful of how important it is to register in that portal.
Absolutely.
Thank you
Absolutely.
for your intentional work, Les. You've proven that, you know, being intentional about it can move the needle. So thank you for the work that you've done.
Absolutely.
Hey, Les, this is James Hamlin. And as we're trying to grow our supplier diversity program here at American Tire Distributors, and a program that frankly just did not exist in the summer of 2020,
Mhm.
I was really curious about how you grew so quickly and so much. Most of our awards take place through RFPs, except probably in the IT space where you don't have as many companies. Do you have carve outs for your minority businesses within your RFPs where you may award a major supplier and then have a carve out for a diversity player? Or are these straight RFPs that were just won by minority suppliers?
No, so that's a great question. We do have carve outs now. We didn't have anything at first. And so, for example, I can tell you our office supply RFP was a carve out. So a major company won part of that RFP, and then we gave the other part to a minority. So and the same with the promotions. We anything that comes from our company store, it was given to the incumbent, and anything that like say a department orders, hey, I want to order 50 t-shirts for my team, or I want to order, all that will come from a minority vendor. So it's about $4 million total for carve outs for minorities who 2 years ago wouldn't have been even in play. So yeah, so it's both. Executive transportation was just awarded to a minority company. But yeah, some of the larger scopes that we might struggle finding companies that can do it all, we certainly do carve outs. And I would say, it kind of part of the reason why we've been successful is, number one, we put a lot of it was boots on the ground for the first 18 months. It was just meeting with a lot of people, trying to understand their capabilities, trying to understand where we could have a fit, and then meeting with our procurement staff, and really they had to work new muscles, right? I mean, they hadn't done this before. It was easy to push the easy button and say, hey, I like working who I work with. They've been our partner. We're comfortable with them. But it was kind of trying to get people out of their comfort zone, because that's all they were doing. So once we got them out of their comfort zone, and then it didn't really hurt us that we started getting executive level support, right? Saying this is important, we need to do this. And now once we start building scorecards, just imagine you putting 10 of the top departments on a scorecard, and you're number 10 on the list, and you're not doing very well as far as your diversity spend. No one wants to be in that place. No one wants to be number 10 out of 10. So it's really, that's accountability. That's that accountability piece, holding people accountable. And so, and I know you guys are trying to do some work, from what I understand, and improving your business model with minority suppliers. And I have a minority supplier that actually that has a trucking company. So, and he's just moved to Charlotte. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, I think that would be a great opportunity to have that conversation.
Yeah, we've had some conversations with some trucking companies, but I'm curious, we probably could take this offline and talk more about that.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I would love for you two to be able to connect if you haven't done so far, and I can help facilitate that if we need to, but it sounds like you all can work that out as well. So,
all right, sounds good.
All right, Les, thank you so much for that. That was a great presentation. As always, we appreciate you, and we appreciate all the information that you provided for us this morning.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be a part.
Yeah, I don't know if you're able to still stay with us, because
yeah, I'm going to hang on.
Excellent, because our next presentation is going to be from our MBE Spotlight, who is Chef Maria Kemp, who is a pastry chef. So a lot of what you were talking about, I'm sure Maria was taking some notes on that from that portal standpoint. So I'll give you I'll give you just a little bit about Maria Kemp, and then we'll get into the presentation. She's a pastry chef, owner of Beyond Decadence, where she creates decadent American gluten-free French limited vegan desserts and virtual baking experiences for corporations, small businesses, and retail clients. After spending nearly 2 decades working as an IT consultant, Maria embarked on a new career when she enrolled in the French pastry school in Chicago. Maria commuted on Amtrak for 224 trips, 5 days a week, 5 to 6 hours per day for 6 months to attend this prestigious school. One other point I'd like to make too is Maria recently caught the attention of Marcus Lemonis and received a $10,000 donation to redesign her website. So she's doing some things. So you're about to hear from her. Oh, let me just give you this part. Maria holds an AS in Business Administration from Dean College and a certificate in l'art de la pâtisserie. I'm not sure if I said that right. Maria can correct me. From the French Pastry School in Chicago, Illinois. Please welcome Chef Maria Kemp. And I will get your presentation up here. And let me. Okay, Maria, I turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you. I was muted. I was saying thank you, Greg. This is the most, well, welcome everyone. I'm so excited to be here today. And this is going to be the most decadent presentation you've ever seen. And if you get hungry, then I've met my goal. Next slide, please. I like the Donald Miller approach to giving a presentation. So I'm going to tell you just the most essential things. I'm going to tell you who we are. I'm going to tell you the products and services that we offer that you may need, how we can serve you, and then how to engage us. So how you can actually get those things from us. Next slide, please. So who are we? We're a gourmet pop-up bakery located in Lake Norman in Charlotte. Now, when you think of Beyond Decadence, I don't want you to think about a big commercial bakery with, tons of desserts, in the freezer, ready to be pulled out at any time. The thing that sets us apart is we make everything to order. So nothing is made until that order is placed. And that is going to make a huge difference in the quality. On top of the ingredients that we are using, the freshness is going to be unbelievable. Our desserts do not contain preservatives, fillers, or chemicals or artificial ingredients because we're making them as they're ordered. So none of those things are needed. When you think of Beyond Decadence, I want you to think of words like gourmet, niche, artisan, because we're creating that unique experience for you. You do need to plan in order to engage us because we do not have desserts already ready-made, waiting to be purchased. They're made when you order them. Next slide, please. Now, we specialize in a lot, especially before COVID, we were doing a lot of dessert catering. So we were doing a lot of little desserts for corporate clients for their events and even for our retail customers, just our regular consumers. But now since COVID, everything has changed a lot, but we have desserts that are in various sizes. So we're not the bakery that's making the big sheet cakes or the cake that looks like a duck or, that shoots rockets out of the top. There's all different kinds of specialty in pastry, and that's just not where I specialize. I specialize in handcrafted specialty desserts that are American. Gluten-free is very big. French, and then limited to vegan desserts. Now, where our desserts set themselves apart from others, our gluten-free desserts feature King Arthur gluten-free flour, which is one of the best in the market. It's what we used in pastry school. Or also we use almond flour, which is naturally gluten-free. So as long as there's not a nut intolerance, then that has a magnificent taste without the grittiness of a regular all-purpose gluten-free flour. Now, in case you're on the vegan side of the coin, our vegan desserts do not contain any dairy or animal products. And we do feature a small rotating menu on our website. And I'll talk more about that in a little bit. The website is primarily, especially when we did the redesign, it's primarily focused for consumers. But if there are needs for our corporate clients that you do not see on the website, we can definitely create unique experiences for you in larger quantities. So please don't be deterred by that at all. Next slide, please. Now, the services that we offer are the virtual baking classes. And I'm really excited because Dominique is doing one of these for her team as well, or has already picked up on one of these. So really excited to host that for her. Now, where the virtual baking classes are ideal is for team building, or if you need a social outlet for your team. It comes with a free 20-minute consultation to discuss class objectives. And the reason I intentionally did not put these, they're on the website, but I didn't want people just to be able to automatically put them in their cart and complete checkout, because I want to talk to you and find out what you want to achieve. If you're going to make the spend for a custom class, it needs to truly be custom. And I want to find out what you want to learn to make. Do you want to learn how to measure? Do you want to learn how to read a recipe? Do you want to learn what mise en place is? Do you want to learn how to make brownies? Or do you want to learn how to make strawberry shortcake? So there are a lot of things to choose from. And until we have that discussion, then I won't know. And I want to make sure that class meets the objectives that you have in mind, so everyone is happy. Now, when you sign up for a class, we do provide the recipe, the ingredients, and the supply list. I'll tell you how many spoons you need, how many bowls you need, so you can purchase and gather all that in advance. So when we come together on our live virtual Zoom class, which is chef-led, everyone has all the supplies that they need. We go through a checklist. It's called a mise en place before we start, but everybody should be able to have everything in advance. We have two class sizes, a small one, which is limited to 3 people, and then a larger one, which is a maximum of 15. Beyond 15, it's too hard to manage via Zoom and with keeping everybody on track. So 15 is the max per group. The class is 1 hour in duration unless you purchase additional half-an-hour increments. So you can also do these as a team competition, and I would be the judge, so that takes the heat off of you, and we'll see whose dessert comes out the best. So that could be an idea that you want to explore with us as well. Next slide, please. Now, our services, there are 3 different ways that you can actually get the product from us. If you're close to the Cornelius area, we have a strategic partner where we actually take desserts there on specific days so customers can pick up from there between their business hours, and they have very long hours because we're working from a commercial kitchen that is not open to the public, and we don't allow people to come to that kitchen. So in order to get the product from us, we have the free pickup arranged. We also have local delivery Monday through Saturday through another strategic partner. And we have a list of the shipping and delivery towns and zip codes on our website because we serve Lake Norman, Charlotte, and surrounding areas. On our website, which has just been redesigned, as Greg mentioned, which is through Shopify, and it's amazing and beautiful, we offer nationwide shipping. We have just focused on, go back just one, thank you. We've just focused on UPS right now. We're really happy with the service we're getting from them. And we do have an account with FedEx. It doesn't go through the website, but if that is a preferred shipper that you want us to use, then we do have that relationship as well. Next slide, please. Now, we've been online and shipping since, July of last year, so shortly after the pandemic started. And the Shopify website has just gone live on a couple weeks ago, March 3rd. So since that time, we've been doing a lot of shipping, and we'd love to add your state to the map. Here's the states that we've currently shipped to and had great success and are very proud of our 5-star Google reviews. There is a 2-star one out there, but it was from somebody who didn't even purchase from us, so we'll get that removed. But next slide, please. So our goal, how can we serve you? We're here to make your life easier, whether it's through artisan gourmet desserts, whether it's through employee appreciation gifts that you want to purchase from us, client gifts, or whether you want to do the team building through the virtual classes or the social, or as a social outlet. So those are the ways that you can engage us. We want to make your life more decadent, and I hope these slides are making you hungry. Next slide, please. Now, how do you get it from us? Now, there's 2 different ways. We've made it really easy. You can order online, and that's available 24/7, 365. The new website is very user-friendly. It uses a Shopify interface, which makes checking out just a breeze. And there's gorgeous new photography there. Now, where a website and ordering online is going to be ideal is for individuals or orders that are all shipping to the same location, or if you're ordering for the upcoming week, because we use a small rate rotating menu to key in on which desserts are most popular. So if you order on Thursday, then we start shipping and delivering on Monday. But where you're going to want to get on the telephone or send an email to us is if you fall into this next scenario. The website has a maximum quantity set. So you're not going to be able to order 100, 200, or huge amounts of any dessert on the website. There are thresholds set. So that's geared more at the consumer. But we would love to engage with you through the phone or through email. If you have an ideal, or excuse me, if you have a large custom order, we want to talk to you. If the large order is for a future date, we want to talk to you. If you needed to do a credit card over the phone or invoice, we want to talk to you. So the customized orders, or the larger orders, are the ones where we want to have that interaction with you, so we can find out exactly what you need, when you need it, and be able to fulfill that. And until we have that first conversation with you, we don't know whether it's an order we would be able to meet or not. We don't know if you're talking about 50 or 5,000 and when you need it by. Once we engage with you, we can have that honest conversation with you and tell you whether that's in our wheelhouse and if it's an order that we can fulfill. And then we'll know exactly how much lead time we need to finalize everything. Next slide, please. And I have a little discount code for you because I hope you're all hungry. So this will give you a chance to place an order. And we hope that you will order today because, as I mentioned, we have a small rotating weekly menu that we're using right now. So there's limited items on the website, and that's intentional because we're finding out with this new website exactly which products are most popular. And it keeps the menu fresh and exciting so people can come back each week and say, oh, there's something new. I think I want to try that. So if you order today, we actually ship on Monday. So this discount code is valid on the website. It will not work on classes or gift cards, but it will work on the other items listed there. We just recently introduced mini cheesecakes. We've worked out the insulation and the requirements for the shipping in order to ship mini cheesecakes to our customers. And so we're very, very excited about that. So the discount code will work on those cheesecakes if those meet your fancy, or any of the items listed there. Next slide, please. And then here is our contact information. So how you can engage with us. This is our virtual mailing address. We don't use the address for the kitchen because it's not open to the public, but phone number, website, and email address. That's the end of my presentation, but Greg, if you want to go back so they can write down the discount code, that would be amazing. Thank you.
Great job, Chef.
Maria, oh, go ahead, Dominic, sorry.
Oh, that was it.
Thank you.
Maria, thank you so much for this wonderful presentation. You did make us hungry. I'm sure I can speak for everybody here, but this is fantastic. And we probably have time for maybe one question if anyone has one.
Okay.
Maria, this is Anna. Great job with your presentation, and I'm starving. I'm like, okay, Dominique, we're gonna get all these desserts, right, for our next ring meeting. Yes, I wanted to ask you, if you were to send out something, you mentioned planning ahead, how much advance notice do you need?
That varies, and I hate to give a subjective answer, but I would rather have the conversation with you sooner than later and find out what your needs are, and then I can narrow it down. When I did my VCB, I said, it could be anywhere from 2 weeks to 1 month lead time. But until I have that first conversation with you, I won't be able to assess what your needs are and the timeline you need that, and then I can narrow it down from there.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, one of the things that we can do that I didn't have in this presentation, but I mentioned in my VCB, is that we can do custom boxes. So if there's specific desserts or a certain price point or a certain dietary preference that you need to stay within, we can offer desserts if you want to send those out to a client, employees, whatever the case may be. We don't do custom logos. We don't have that in our wheelhouse to put, a client logo on a dessert, but those are things that we could offer. And the virtual baking classes have been very popular during the pandemic, even before, I became certified. We were getting a lot of traction in those as well.
Thank you so much, Maria. We definitely appreciate this.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Oh, you're quite welcome. And just for the MBEs on the line, if this is something, an MBE spotlight is something that is of interest to you, please reach out to me, reach out to Satrina, let us know. Obviously, we can't get everybody in all in the same month, but we have several months coming. So we'd look to make sure that we can get this spotlight and get you lined up for one of our future meetings. Maria, thank you again. I'm gonna put the agenda back up really quickly.
Thank you.
Okay, and as you can see now, we're gonna give a few. I'll kind of combine the MBIC and CBMSDC updates all in one, and then we want to allow a few minutes for all of our MBEs and our new corporate partner just to introduce themselves so people get to know each other. Dominique, I didn't know if you had any update or anything that you wanted to talk about.
Actually, it's a rare moment. I really don't have any updates. I'm going to kick it to you, Greg, and the team
Sounds
to give
good.
any updates you might have.
Okay, very good. Thank you. The update from the corporate services perspective is we have a number of new corporate partners that are entering into the METROLINA ring. I'm going to send that out just for time's sake. I won't go through each and every one of them. I want to make sure that this ring knows exactly who the new corporate partners are. So Larry and I will make sure we get that out to you. And so that's one thing. The second thing I want to do is update you on the fact that we're going to have in the month of April. We're going to have 2 lunch and learns that we'd love to have you all participate in. The first one's going to be on April the 1st, which is going to be 84 Lumber. They're one of the new corporate partners. They're going to be joining us on April the 1st. So noon to 1, block out that time. You'll get more information about that if you haven't received it already. So please join us for that lunch and learn. On April the 21st, we're going to have Volvo. So please block out again noon to 1 on that. I think that's a Thursday. But on April 21st, please block out that time as well. You'll get more information on that. Let me turn it over to Debbie about AMP.
All right. Thank you so much, Greg. I'm always encouraged when I get on these ring calls because I see the growth in each one of the rings, and this is fantastic. Want to get everybody amped about AMP 21. I did just drop the registration link in the chat. Again, this is a combination of 2 of our signature events, our annual meeting and Pro Forum. So we look forward to having each one of the MBEs register for the April 13th annual meeting, which is free of charge, unprecedented CBMSDC free of charge for all MBEs certified or not certified. So there's really no reason for you not to attend this meeting. And with the ring, every time I get on a ring call, it just further proves what I always like to say, which these are micro matchmaking sessions, and I see it happening all the time. So I love the magic that happens in the ring. Make sure that you register for the newsletter, and in the interest of time, I'm gonna kick it back to you, Greg. Thanks.
Thank you, Debbie. Satrina, I didn't know if you had anything quickly, or are we good to go?
I do.
Okay.
Thank you. Hi. Thank you for being here today. Well, this morning, early. I'm Satrina Benz, Executive Assistant of Accounting and Operations out of Charlotte office, and I'm also your METROLINA staff liaison. So I have one update, well, actually reminder. Today is the deadline for silent auction items, either products or services, to go to support our MBEs for our AMP 21 that's coming up. So I've put the link in the chat below if you are interested in donating any of your product or services. It's a great opportunity to get exposure for your business and at the same time support our MBEs and our programs. And so that is all that I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Satrina. Didn't know whether Marjolette or Kelly had anything.
Marjoletta's on the line, and
Okay.
I don't have any MBE updates, but I do need, for all of the MBEs on the line, I need your assistance. One thing that Les talked about was connecting and how he does ask for us for MBEs. I'm going to ask you to please go into your profile and make sure that your description is correct. Make sure that if you have any niches, you put all of that in there, because when the corporate partners ask us for lists of MBEs, they're very specific. So I need you to go in and just make sure that your description reads the way you want it to read, and that when I put a keyword in to search for you, I will find you. That's all I have. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you, Marjolette. What I'd like to do now is be able to turn it over to our MBEs and start with our MBEs and just kind of do a quick round robin. And if you'd like to introduce yourself and give us just name of your company and what you do, we'd appreciate it. I can call out names if that's easier.
I was just going to say, I can start. I'm Anna Sai
Thank you,
with
Anna.
Comnet Group. Really excited that you guys are all part of the METROLINA ring. This is a very active group. And I think part of what we had discussed a little bit is how, and you heard Les talking a little bit about that too, is how can you participate within the ring? And by being active, as well as not just being on the call, but reach out to us and see how you can come up with the other activities if you want to be in the MBE spotlight or have any recent wins. We'd love to hear about it. So thank you again. I'm Anna with Comnet Group. We're an IT trading firm here in the Charlotte area.
Thank you so much, Anna. Anyone else want to jump in and talk about who you are?
Sure, Greg. Good morning, everybody. Again, this is Glenn Gutner, the one that played Pebble Beach. Highly recommended again. I'm with the Core Partners, not to be confused with the Core Partners that you're talking about earlier. We are a veteran-owned MBE that specializes in recruiting and staffing needs. So if any of you individuals need any assistance, we would be glad to help. Again, it's Glenn Gutner. Core Partners is the name of the company. And thanks.
Thank you, Glenn.
I'll jump in. This is Chef Maria, Beyond Decadence. You already know who I am since I just did the presentation. So I'll just say that the discount code again is CVMSDC ring, and that expires on April 1st, and it will take 15% off of your purchase. And we ship on Monday. If you order by today, we ship it out on Monday. Maria Kemp, Pastry Chef Maria Kemp, Beyond Decadence. Thank you for letting me be here today.
Thank you, Chef Maria.
Mm-hmm.
Dominique, do you want to introduce your business?
Sure. So my name is Dominique Boone. I'm the owner and founder of Leslie's Laundry Care, and we are a mobile laundry and dry cleaning service here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Our capabilities are basically linens, wash and fold linens, towels, whatever laundry needs that you have.
Thank you, Dominique. Very good. Anyone else? Let's see who else we have.
You have Dr. G?
I think Dr. G had to drop off.
Okay. Leslie, I see Leslie on.
Leslie, yes.
Good morning. There we go. Good morning, everyone. I'm Leslie Ware. I am the owner of Alpha Health and Wellness, which is a direct primary care practice here in Charlotte. It is an affordable membership-based, cash-based practice, does not require health insurance, but does marry well with a high deductible plan. And it is designed to meet the needs of those folks who are looking for a exceptional healthcare experience, something that is a bit more like a boutique or concierge style approach to your healthcare visit. And the monthly memberships are just $89. And that includes free labs that are in, the routine labs are included, as well as procedures and things like that are offered at a pretty deep discount. So if you or your employees are in need of healthcare but want to save on your healthcare spend, please reach out to me. I am at www.ahawdpc.com.
Hey, Ms.
Thank
Mack,
you, Leslie.
did Ms. Macklin go?
Hi, everyone. No, I'm here. Hi, everyone. I'm Jeannie Macklin. I own Macklin Bath and Home. And I'm sorry, my camera wasn't on earlier. I recently just got certified and found out about the meeting this morning after it started. And I was preparing to head into the warehouse, so there was a lot going on in my background. But I own Macklin Bath and Home. It's a luxury bath accessories line. Essentially creating a spa-like experience at home that focuses on allowing you to take care of your mental health and create a safe space for you to do so. I have everything from bath trays, which is my most popular item, to pillows, robes, bubble baths, literally everything you need to create an at-home spa experience so you don't have to worry about spending money monthly, weekly, or what have you to go out. And then now with COVID, you can be really safe and still allow yourself the privacy of really being one with yourself and really focusing on your mental health within the privacy of your home.
Okay, did that cover everyone? Is there anyone we've missed?
Greg, I want to recognize the leadership team of the METROLINA Ring. So Satrina mentioned that she is the staff liaison for the Ring. Kim Gardner, who's out on maternity leave, is our corporate lead. We have open slot for our vice chair of this Ring from a corporate perspective. Hint, hint, hint to any corporations on the line. Dr. Kinston Griffith is our MBIC chair. Derek Davis is our co-chair, and Anna Sai is also a co-chair. We have open our secretary roles. We have 2 people interested, but that I just want to make an announcement that slot is open if anyone's interested, and we will be making some changes to the Ring leadership based on those open slots after April. So wanted to make that announcement and thank each of you for your leadership. And right now, Greg is stepping in to cover for Kim Gardner while she is out. So thank you, Greg, for leading an excellent meeting this morning. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Dominique. One thing I wanted to also, we have James Hamlin on the line from American Tire Distributors. You heard a little bit from him before, but I wanted to give him an opportunity to just say hello and talk about his business.
Thank you, Greg. James Hamlin here with American Tire Distributors. As I mentioned earlier in the call, I don't know if everybody was on. We're just starting up our supplier diversity program. We kind of got started late summer of 2020. We have good executive backing, but we're trying to really spread the message throughout our organization. Just to let you know, American Tire Distributors has about 113 distribution centers all across the United States. We have another 27 or so in Canada. That's under our sister company, NTD, is a National Tire Distributors. So when you do business with us, you never know where it could go from the Charlotte area all the way out to California. So we're looking for MBEs to partner with, specifically within transportation, IT, and in the professional services space. So looking forward to being a great member of the Ring here at the METROLINA Ring, and you'll be hearing more from us shortly.
Thank you so much, James.
Thank you, James. Sorry to interrupt, Greg. Can we get
please.
James' email address so then we have some information to email him?
Yeah, absolutely.
I believe I put that in the chat as well, but
did you? Okay,
Greg,
I'm
feel
sorry.
free to share that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And I just wanted to make sure that we did not have any other corporate partners on the line that we haven't already talked to before I thank Les McGinley one more time. Any other corporate partners?
I'll hop back on and reintroduce ourselves. So I'm Jay Adams, Business Development Manager with BSI Solutions. We are a minority-owned, veteran-owned staffing, innovation, and software company based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Our clients include local, state, and federal clients, as well as corporate entities, educational institutions as well. So we provide staffing services, as well as innovation services and products. So yeah, we're based out of Charlotte. Very glad to be on this call this morning. Actually, we do have ATRIUM Healthcare as a staff augmentation client. So very informative meeting and glad to meet everybody. Thanks everybody for your time this morning.
Thank you so much, Jay.
Absolutely.
Again, thank you, Les. Thank you, Chef Maria. Thank you all for attending this meeting. If there's any questions, if you need to reach us, all the information should be in the chat. If there's something that you're needing, reach out to me. You can reach out to Satrina or Anna or anyone else on the staff, on CBMS DC staff. Thank you again for joining us.
Yep.
And if there's nothing else.
Hey, Greg, could you stay on just for 2 seconds after we leave?
Well, can we talk a little later on this afternoon? I have another meeting right after.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, no, that'll be totally fine.
I just want to interject one more time that today is the deadline. I need my people at the METROLINA ring to step up and think about your products or your services that you can donate to support our programs and our MBEs here. It is a competition between rings. So I need METROLINA ring to step up. Think about it might be a gift certificate, gift card, or your product or services, and it's an opportunity to get some exposure for your business at the same time. So with that, I'll end and say thank you.
Thank you so much. If there's, as I always say, if all hearts and minds are clear, we're going to go ahead and close it down today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
All right.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Maria, if you're still on, can we schedule a little time maybe after 10:30?
I think she's frozen, Greg. I'm waiting on you to go so I can end the recording.
Oh, yeah.
Let me
Okay.
see.